What would happen if we gave Reynolds and Wrexham United £1 billion?
Yeah, it's me, Deadpool, and I got an offer that you can't refuse.
If you guys didn't know already, the full game of FM21 is now officially out, so if you guys want to go pick it up, go check out the Epic Store or the Steam Store. I'll still leave my link down below for, if you guys didn't know, the full game of FM21 is now out. You can go buy it, whether it's Epic, Steam. I'll still leave my link down below for the 2 games store where it'll give you a Steam code or Epic. I think you have to depend there, but yeah. What would happen if we gave Wrexham United and Deadpool £1 billion? Well, we're going to be finding that out this episode. To start off, they're in the Vanarama North National League, which is the 3rd, 4th, 5th league of England. Founded in 1864, professional status, so they're not even semi-pro, which is kind of neat. But what would happen if we go right here and we edit club details? To start off, they have £1 million with a $100,000 transfer budget, or £100,000 with 25,500 wage budget. What if we just make this $1 billion? And there you have it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sim 1 year and see where they finish, and maybe see what signings they make, and then after that we'll sim another few years in the future. So 1 year has now passed, and it looks like Wrexham were so close to getting out of the league. However, they finished 2nd and they didn't get promoted. I believe this is a playoff between Wrexham and Stockport, and unfortunately they did not get promoted. So we'll see if next season, or actually what I'll do is I'll sim the next 5 years and see if they can get promoted in that time, and maybe even try to get to the likes of League 1 or possibly the championship. It also looked like they didn't use a lot of their money on players. Most of the time it's been on loan players and such, and then following season, at least for this season so far, a lot more free transfers with another loan player. So perhaps what they're actually doing is actually upgrading their facilities, and then they'll probably be spending it on players, because as of right now they have about 750 million in the bank balance, but however they have a 141 million pound transfer budget with, almost £1 million wage. So we'll see how they get on in the next 5 seasons. So I think it's safe to say that Deadpool is not the greatest manager, or owner I should say. Of course in the game he's not the actual owners, of course. However, you know what, this is all theoretical and such. However, it's just things never got along going, it seems like. Wrexham, they finished in 2nd the first season we analyzed and whatnot, but then it was 10th, 12th, and then they got promoted, and then they finished last in League 2 in 24th place. Let's take a look at their finances real quick. Club details, finances. They still have another 580 million to actually use, another 180 million in the transfer budget, and just over 1 million in the wage budget. So they haven't really done too much with their money. Let's take a look at their transfer history. So they did end up buying a couple players the following season, spent about 125k, but no one actually left the club. Following that, they spent 400k, and then they let one guy go out on loan. Of course, yes, there's FFP still, so they can't go out and spend 50 million on players, because for this league the FFP requirements are much lower and more strict, of course, because there's not as much money, at least in theory. It looks like the following season a lot more loans. They spent a total of 100k, 11 almost nearly 12 they made, another 18k here, and they spent another 105k. So more players are bringing in. They've brought in a lot of players. Another 425k they spent. However, it just hasn't shown in their competitions and such like that. Taking a look at their facilities, it looks like their rent is 100k a year. Of course, they have that easy. Pitch conditions perfect, average corporate, great training, average youth, so it's nothing too great, nothing too bad. Same with junior coaching and youth recruitment, all being adequate. I wonder where they spent the money at. So we're looking at some of the history and stuff like that. So it looks like going through here, they got promoted finally. They ended up English FA Trophy runners up. How about that in 2024? More captain, vice captain stuff. They did upgrade their youth and training facilities once, but that was nearly 3 years after we already gave them the money, and then they were relegated, and then this year they finished national champions once again. So they did end up getting promoted again, and they were English FA Trophy winners runner up once again. So that's kind of crazy. Both runner ups 2 times, so nothing too amazing, nothing too crazy at the same time. However, if you guys want me to sim this another 5 years, years, let me know. We'll see how they get on. Maybe even 10 years. And yeah, we'll see how they get on. They still have a lot of their money. It looks like they invested a lot of it in just the facilities and stuff like that. And at the same time, they just haven't done too much with it. Yeah, Deadpool sucks. And I say that in the most respectful way because, well, just look at what's happened. The highest they ever got was 16th in League 2, and then the following season they finished 23rd and were relegated. 7th, 5th again. Let's look at their transfers. So they spent 450k, 725k, 235, 300k, 325, and then 225. So they've been actively spending money. Now I don't know if it's just because I can't see FFP in the rule set for the Vanarama National League. However, looking under financial rules, there is nothing about FFP at all. There's nothing about they have to make a certain amount or prevent a loss of a certain amount. I think for like some of the top teams in Europe, like I think Bundesliga is like preventing a loss of 3.4 mil over the period or whatnot. So it's kind of interesting not to see that, and maybe that's just because I haven't taken them over. But here, let me take them over real quick and let's just see what happens. So we are now manager of Wrexham. It took a little while because for some odd reason I'm not able to actually use the editor to take over the clubs. I'm pretty sure I left the option unticked in the settings to take over a club anyways, but nonetheless, it looks like we still have 174 million to spend, 87 mil next season it says. However, I'm looking at ground maintenance right now and it looks like right here there's a big spike, and I'm guessing they had stadium increase, so I'm guessing, you know, they just increased their stadium. I don't think they built a new one since it was only 2.7 mil, unless they could have. Where we left off and everything, they haven't done anything as of, you know, as of notice or anything. There's a consortium that took over, it looks like. Youth rating or youth category rating also increased, however, and then it decreased, so that's always nice. So to summarize, well, Wrexham just sucks. I don't know if it's something to do with the AI this game, but giving them £1 billion did absolutely nothing for them. They're right back from where they started. You know, in FM20 they would have started in the 1920 season in 19th place, and then this season they started in 2nd. However, you know, since then they've been, you know, higher up in the table for the most part and everything, but they just were not able to get above League 2 at all. They were in League 2 for 2 seasons. Once they finished 2nd in the Vanarama National League, and then they finished last, and then they got promoted again in 1st, and then they finished 16th, and then they finished 2nd to last. So I don't know what it was. I don't know. I feel like it was their ability to not actually be able to spend the money, which actually affected them overall. But if you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button down below. If you guys have any other ideas, maybe give some other teams a bunch of money, let me know and I'll be sure to look into your ideas. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.